Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Izzat Shafiq Nazri. I'm from 6XBME2. Today I would like to present my topic, which is Malaysian government support for local aviation industry during pandemic. Before I begin, I want to highlight the subtopic that I'm going to present, which is background, current issue, future analytical, benefit, and economic relation. First of all, for the background, air travel have been one of the hardest hit industry in the time of COVID-19 pandemic. Flight cancellations compounded by travel bans or restriction on international flight imposed by countries around the world have caused a staggering impact on the global airline industry. More than 140 of the 195 countries in the world have taken drastic measures, including imposing full lockdowns, shutting down airports, imposing travel restrictions, and completely sealing their borders in a desperate attempt to flatten the curve and to contain the COVID-19 pandemic. Moving next to the current issue, the movement control order in Malaysia on 16 March 2020, the Malaysian government decided to implement a nationwide movement control order, which encompasses, among others, the restriction of movement and assembly nationwide, and a complete travel restriction of foreign visitors and tourists into Malaysia. The Malaysian government declared all states and federal territories infected with COVID-19 on 17 March 2020. Following that, the Prevention and Control of Infectious Disease 2020 was issued, formalizing the control of its citizens' movement, prohibiting any gathering for religious, sports, recreational, social and cultural purposes, and requiring Malaysian citizens and permanent residents returning from overseas to undergo health examination upon arrival in Malaysia. The movement control order, which was imposed for an initial 14 days period from 18 to 31 March 2020, was extended to 14 April to 31 April and again to 28 April 2020. Moving next to future analytical, on 27 March 2020, the Malaysian Aviation Commission published its Waypoint Report, which is Nation Aviation Industry Outlook, March 2020, where it revised its 2020 passenger traffic forecast from a growth of between 4.6% and 5.7% year-on-year to a contraction of between negative 36% and negative 38% year-on-year, as demand for air travel continues to be severely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. In Malaysia, the national flight carrier MAS was reported to have reduced operation due to the COVID-19 pandemic and offered its 13,000 employees, including employees employed by subsidiaries of Malaysian Aviation Group, such as MAB Cargo, MAB Engineering, Firefly, and MAS Wings, the option of taking 3 months of unpaid leave or 5 days of unpaid leave per month for a period of 3 months beginning in April 2020. Meanwhile, the AirAsia Group has temporarily hibernated most of its fleet across the network. Its management and senior employees have also volunteered a salary sacrifice ranging from 100% at the very top to 50% in their effort to further manage and contain costs. Despite this effort, research firm CGSCMB Research has estimated that the low-cost carrier current cash balance may only support it for less than 5 months. AirAsia Group has also encouraged its passengers whose flight have been cancelled due to the MCO to accept credit as an alternative to a refund on their flight tickets. Okay, moving next to benefits. So what are the initiatives undertaken by the Malaysian government to support the aviation industry? On 27th February 2020, the Malaysian government announced a RM20 billion 2020 economic stimulus package to mitigate the economic impact of the COVID-19 outbreak. The stimulus package includes the following initiatives to assist the Malaysian aviation services market. First, the temporary deferment of monthly income tax installment payments for businesses in the tourism sector for 6 months from April to September 2020. Second, the allocation of 500 million to provide a temporary 50% discount for 6 months from April to September 2020 on electricity bills to those in the tourism sector and tourism-dependent retail industry, including hotels, travel agencies, airlines, shopping malls, conventions, and exhibition centres. Third, the temporary exception of hotels and travel-related companies from Human Resource Development Fund. Fourth, financial relief from all banks in the form of payment moratorium, comprising restructuring and rescheduling of loans for affected businesses and individuals. Fifth, rebates on rental of premises at airport, as well as landing and parking charges to be given by Malaysia Airports Holdings Berhad. 6 personal income tax relief up to 1,000 on expenditure related to domestic tourism and digital voucher. Further to the stimulus package, the Malaysian government announced its intention to pursue further stimulus measures, which could include measures to aid the aviation services market. First, funding measures undertaken by airlines to combat the spread of COVID-19, including flight disinfection and medical hygiene equipment. Second, subsidies and incentive for airline to retain employees on their payroll. Third, temporarily waiving government imposed charges such as air traffic control charges, airport departure, and industry development. Moving next to our last subtopic, which is economic relation. Aviation industry group have also been pressing Asia Pacific government to take further steps in support of airlines. IATA has written to 18 governments in Asia Pacific, including Japan, Malaysia, Republic of Korea, and Thailand, to appeal for emergency support to airlines, proposing options such as direct financial support, loans guarantees, and tax relief. It appears that a major factor in determining the survival of the airline is the government will and financial capability to provide a lifeline of financial support to tide them over the crisis. Not only are the millions of jobs supported by the aviation industry at stake, the aviation sector plays a vital role to support the economic recovery of the country, connect manufacturing hubs, and support tourism when get through the COVID-19 crisis. That's all from me. Thank you.